right, folks, Tommy Cowett here on the lawn with you, and we're looking on a hillside that we're prepping up for planting. As you can see, a lot of dead grass here, dead weeds. So we've had this killed off, basically. It took 2 applications of Roundup, I believe, went into this. And as you can see, I'm up here on level ground. Jack does not like mowing this, and Linda doesn't like him mowing it either because it gets a little hairy. There's a little bit left to kill. But as you can see, this is a challenge for mowing. You don't want to get too close to this and even maintaining it. So what we have planned here is a landscape design. If you could see this, basically that's it. There's going to be a lot of juniper going in, abelia, 2 types, the Mardi Gras and the kaleidoscope. Give some color. Then we've got some burning bush that'll be going in a few areas here. The main plants, I've got 5 of the Hinoiki cypress that are going to go in, and those are gorgeous, like a variegated tree, basically. But basically, this is a hand drawn up, and the whole idea here is that these plants will occupy this entire space, and then Jack won't have to worry about mowing. There's a couple of existing juniper over there, some procumbens. They weren't really aggressive enough to take the hill, but these plants here are all designed to really take the hill. There'll be some miscanthus like that, a few of those in here. And the Hinoiki cypresses are going to make the big statement. There's the storm drain over there. There's the storm drain down there. All right, folks, well, what we're going to do now is weed eat this down. Just basically take it down to the soil, mark everything out. Now, when we do our plantings, they're going to be simple. We're not going to till this up. Each place, each planting hole will get copious amounts of planting mix, fertilizer, and everything the plants need. We don't want to disturb the soil. We could leave ourselves with a problem. So let's get started here. We'll do some weed whacking this down and get some flags out where the plants are going. All right, folks, bear with us. All right, folks, well, as you can see, it's been mowed down. That's good. That should be it. It's prepped. It's ready for planting. So what we plan to do is, as I said, not disturb the soil too much. Each planting hole gets some special attention to not disturb the entire area. We could run into some erosion issues if we did that. Plus, putting a tiller on this is just crazy. It's too steep. So we'll be using a mini till. And then after we get the plants in, we pine needle it, and it should hold it really, really well. While the plants mature to take up the entire area. All right, folks, we'll be back with some plants. All right, folks, Tommy Cowett here on the lawn and looking at the plan. And I'm just bringing over the abelia. And you're looking at 2 types. This is the kaleidoscope and the Mardi Gras. You can see the little difference in color. There with the Mardi Gras, a lot of that reddish fringe, and then with the kaleidoscopes, that really nice, sort of beautiful light yellow green, beautiful soft texture. And we'll be distributing them throughout. Of course, we're going to use the soil conditioner. Everything's pretty good. There is some crabgrass that's trying to germinate here on the hill. But we'll get this in. We're going to go pick up some more plants. We'll be back shortly. All right, folks, so we're back. Went over the abelia and just a little bit about the spread and the height. Talking about 3 feet in height. You can probably go out at least 4 foot spread on those. This is the burning bush. Right now it's a bright green color. In the fall, this takes on the most magnificent red, bright red color. That's why they got the name burning bush. These are the statement trees right here. We've got 5 of these Hinoiki camasiparus. This is the Cripsi variety. And man, you talking about just this beautiful foliage. Now these did get tinged a little bit, and they were in a cold frame grown, but we got a little bit of a frost. That's a little bit of tip burn. And this is kind of a unusual occurrence on these in the winter, coming out of dormancy. They get this typically if they're in the sun. If they're in a cold frame, they don't get it as bad, but that is a frost burn. We've got the Sergeant juniper. Oh, by the way, on these they spread probably 15 feet high and spread out about 8 feet. So this is going to really occupy a lot of space here on the hill. Sergeant juniper, which probably spread a good 5 feet, all of them, and will maintain about a foot tall in growth, but it'll really occupy a lot of space. And then we've got the Denali of the miscanthus here. That's not the gramillus. This is the smaller of the two. And that's basically what we've got. So we're going to lay this thing out. Got my helpers, Stephen and Rio. Not Stephen, Anthony and Rio. And you've seen them in videos before. All right, folks. Hope you all are having a great one. Sign out. We'll see you in a bit. Folks, so here we are back from lunch. Getting everything laid out. Anthony's got the burning bush and another burning bush. So this is basically the way this is going to be laid out. Just give you a little panoramic view. Trying to see if everything's spaced good. You can see some of these things are, everything's looking good to me. This is a really flood-prone area down here. Give you a view of that. But I think we're about... You guys see the spacing look good to you on that side? I think we're looking pretty good here. All right, folks, let's get planting. All right, folks, so we're breaking ground on it. We're going to pace ourselves. We can do about 10 plants at a time. I think we're going to put in the Chamaecyparis last. Make sure that they're all leavened up and everything's kind of put in. Lost a couple of plants down the hill over there, but it's starting to look pretty good. All right, folks, beginning of the day. We got rained out last night. I'll give you some angles on this. Rained like crazy. We're actually going to be picking up some of these Stella daylilies and some of the black-eyed Susans and relocating them, dividing them up and putting them, splashing them on in some certain areas where we've got a few holes. Just want to give you another angle on this so you can see up on the truck. We've got our pine needles. Crew hadn't showed up yet, but we got to about right over here when the gully washer hit, and some of these plants are falling downhill. This guy's gonna go about right here. But anyway, just want to recap a little bit, show you where we're at. We got about halfway done with the planting, and now we're back. And one of these guys is going about right here. So just want to give you this little view of it. Things coming in really well. All right, folks, get planting, and then we're going to put in a sprinkler system, little drip, which will run from that end of the bed. He'll just put a hose on it. You'll see how it connects, and drip tubes for all the plants, because we're going to probably have a good hot summer. And here it is. You know, it's mid-May right now. We're getting these guys in, Kaleidoscopabilias. All right, folks, bear with us. Break time. All right, folks, as you can see, we got our drip tubing coming in. And we're down on the final stretch here. We got 2 Chamaecyparis left to plant. See how this is all coming together. And 3 juniper. And with my crew, I like to pace things. You know, we don't need to burn ourselves out or kill ourselves. It's hot out here. But I hope you enjoy this. I'm enjoying it. It looks great. little view here of that cryptside. So sitting on its back, you can see that interior is dark green. Where that plant gets a lot of light, it turns bright yellow. And when you look at these at that angle, and you can see that interior through that beautiful draping lacy foliage, it's so 10-dimensional. It's gorgeous. I mean, it's just wonderful. Those are going to go 10 to 15 feet tall. So that's the way this is coming together. All right, folks, we're taking a break. All right, folks, well, we're watering it in, basically. And now it's time to install some drip emitters. I'm going to hand the camera to Anthony, and he's going to videotape this. Basically, the parts. First, I want to show you how do you hook it up to your spigot. Now, at the spigot, we've installed a backflow preventer. Pretty simple. Coming down to here, all of this tubing is 1/2 inch, and this is just basically a water spigot hookup. So Jack will be just putting his hose in here, and it's good to go. Now we have 53 plants, and we're going to give all these plants about 1/2 gallon of water per hour, and that's with these. Basically, this is a little drip emitter, which is guaranteed to give you about 1/2 gallon. You can get gallon, you can get 2 gallon, but it's got a little spike in it. Let me show you how. This is a specialized tool for installing these. Actually, the way you do that is there's your spike end. Go to the plant, go to the 1/2 inch tube, pop it in. That seats it in there. There's no leakage on that. We use a drip tubing, which is about 1/4 inch. Prefer to use these sharper scissors for this. Just give you examples. Some viscers here, they're kind of cumbersome because they come apart. Now, if you can run this tube as far as you want. I just need about a few inches of that tubing, and that will go on that little nipple, and I'm going to place that right there at the top of that plant. That's it. Now, to keep the tubing down, we use sod staples. Little sod staples on each side of the plant. That's going to keep that hose from moving. Sometimes there's rocks in the soil, but that is solid. That ain't going nowhere. And we continue on. Now, as far as teeing off of this, I like to use these couplings, and they slide in. They're just slip in place. We've also got elbows. There's no need for a NTs. No need for hose coupling. Hose clamps. Don't need it. So we'll just continue on. Got about 53 plants. Look how beautiful that is. And then after we get the drip tubing in and everything's watered, we'll be able to pine needle over the top, and these plants should survive very, very well. All right, Tommy Cowett signing out for now. We'll see y'all in a little bit. All right, folks, we are finished. The system is in. It's on. Rio's just cleaning up around the edges, pine needles. Give you a little idea of what this drip system is doing here. You see, getting a little bit of water out of that. And it's just drip, drip, drip. Nice and wet. Let that run for about an hour. Give it each plant about 1/2 gallon of water. A couple times a week, 3 times a week. I'll show you what this looks like now. A little mess over here. Just get these pine needles straightened up a little bit. Hey, I want to show you something unusual. These drains down here. That is a solid drain. Jack actually painted it to make it look like brick. Can you see that? So if you have something that's kind of unsightly, see that? That brick is painted. That's actually a paint job, believe it or not. Here we are up here. Nice little walk along. It was a fun project for me and Rio and Anthony to do. Really enjoyed it. Hope you guys enjoyed it and get some good ideas about some of these plants you can use and how you can really help to maintain a slope, not have to mow it. And after a while, all these plants are going to grow in, cover this really thick so they won't need pine needles like this. All right, folks, signing out. Tom and Cowett. Y'all have a great one.